Yes, welcome to my tiny little Italian kitchen. I'm Meredith. I am coming to you live here from Florence. Well, I guess canned by the time I make this video. I'm getting ready to make some dinner. Tonight I'm making a fusilli with a pink peppercorn sauce. So I went to the grocery store and I figured I'd walk you guys through what I'm going to do and take you with me through this recipe with my little ridiculous Italian apron that I found for like €12. It says Chef Stellato all'Opera. No idea, but hey, it was cheap and it doesn't get on my clothes. So without further ado, let's talk ingredients. I'm gonna need half a clove of garlic, half a cup of mascarpone, room temperature. I think it was 2.5 cups of parm. I actually keep my parm, this little Tupperware thing. I forgot that I bought one, so I bought another one, but it won't go bad. My roommate and I eat this stuff quite a lot. So 2.5, so that's 1.25 cup actually, plus more for sprinkling. I'm gonna need some butter. The butter's unsalted. This baby, I need some lemon zest and some lemon juice. This is actually an Amalfi lemon. Yes, it smells so amazing. I bought it at my local grocery store, so I'm looking forward to using this guy. I needed like a fusilli con buco or something. It's like the long fusilli noodles. My grocery store didn't have them, so I just bought some, believe it or not, Barilla or Barilla. And I'm just going to use half the package. Salt for the water and for seasoning, as well as another fun thing. Could not find frozen peas, so I'm actually going to saute some carrots instead and throw those in here. And I also have pink peppercorns, which I'll show you here in a sec. Okay, the next thing I need is, oh, by the way, I'm just guesstimating because I don't have any measuring utensils, so the beauty of guesstimation. Next thing I need is 3/4 cup of peas, frozen peas actually. Funny thing is my refrigerator tends to freeze things. So I have frozen carrot, but I'm going to try to cook them with the pasta a little bit so that they soften, because obviously, maybe not obviously, but carrot and peas cook at a very different rate. Peas are soft and carrots are not. So I'm going to try to get this little guy going. I think my best way to do this is to cut him in half. Come on. I want to cut him again so that I get like a long plank, because basically what I'm going to try to do is cut these into pea-sized pieces of carrot, or small pieces of carrot. So I'm trying to plank as much as I can. Planks are like basically creating a flat surface. And then these are too big, so this is not going to be perfect for a variety of reasons, the least of which is because, my carrot's frozen. So now that my plank is in half, you guys can see this. Basically, I'm going to cut it in half again to make it tiny. Once I do that, I'm going to cut them all up and hopefully get about 3/4 cup of them. I have made this dish before in the US, however, with peas and with, actually I've never gotten the pasta. I think I've used linguine maybe, actually, but any kind of long pasta. Ideally it would have the little nooks and crannies because then the sauce gets in there, but bucatini is delicious. It's got a hole in the center. It's like, for those of you that maybe haven't had bucatini, it is like a little, it's a little thicker than spaghetti, and it's got a hole in the center, so it does trap sauce. This is probably more like half a cup maybe, but I still have this guy, so I think we're gonna call it, just so I don't have to do another one. I need a half a clove of garlic. And that half a clove of garlic is supposed to be minced. I'm going to use a big guy. For those of you that don't really cook a lot, good way to do this is to put the, make sure you're cutting, oh, there goes my pasta. Make sure that your cutting board is actually on the cutting surface. Use the heel of your hand. Push the knife and push it obviously away from the sharp side. What that's going to do is it's going to remove the outer casing or the skin of your garlic. God, this smells delicious, by the way. So you just take that right off. What I'm going to do from there is cut it in half. You don't have to, I don't know. My husband thinks you got to cut off this little end. I do not, pretty much ever, but for the purposes of this video, I will do so. And then I'm just going to mince it. It's the same kind of concept. I'm cutting into planks. And then from the planks, I'm cutting, from the long strips, I'm cutting them into planks. And then the rounded end, you do the same thing, but you put the flat side on the cutting board so you don't slice yourself. Okay, so you have a bunch of like thin strips essentially of garlic here. And then from there, we're gonna go ahead and cut them up. I am really looking forward to some pasta this evening. For lunch I had a prosciutto cotto, I think so. Basically ham sandwich with some Emmental cheese, which is fancy Swiss, on a nice little, what they call, cracked me up, what my grocery store called a panini bun. Just little crusty round bun, some beautiful supermarket cherries, and a couple of those Italian Pringles that I'm highly, highly obsessed with. All right, next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna zest a teaspoon of this bad boy. I'm gonna use, this time I'm gonna use the zester. You guys can see it's not very big. So when you zest, when you zest, you don't want the pith. So you want to try to like move and zest at the same time. So basically roll it so you're not getting the white bits. The white bits are bitter. Sorry, this tool is crap as I explained previously. So I think what I'm going to do is kind of move it upward vertically. Yeah. So that it's easier to maneuver. If you have a box grater at home, there's this setting, not this setting, but this, on the side of it, there's one of these shredders or graters. Also, you can buy a rasp, which is what we use at home, my husband and I. According to Ina Garten, you can get it at a grocery store, not a grocery store, hardware store rather. I don't know, I always buy them at like cooking places, but I say I always buy them. I've had the same one forever, so couldn't tell you the last time I bought one. You buy one, it pretty much lasts forever if you take care of it. All right, so that's 1 teaspoon of lemon zest. Easy peasy. All right. Let's see what we need to do with this guy. Our pink peppercorns. Let me grab a little bowl for them, just so that I can have them ready to go, because I think they get put on at the end. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna use the bottom of a frying pan and we're just gonna crush them. So we're gonna put them on the peppercorns, excuse me, on the cutting board. I just threw these carrots in here in order to put them somewhere. And basically just rock the heavy part of the frying pan back and forth over them. They're gonna stick a little bit, it's kind of how they roll. Ball them up again into a nice little pile. Same thing. And just rock back and forth. Oh my gosh, the smell, you guys. I wish you had smell-o-vision. It's like fruity and spicy and just earthy and very delicious smelling. If you haven't had pink peppercorn, I highly recommend it. It is really quite delicious. Okay, last thing, I think we need some lemon juice. So I'm going to cut up this lemon, squeeze it over this guy. And then we're going to get started cooking once our mise en place is done, all right? So I can't wait to see what the inside of this bad boy looks like. Looks like a lemon. Smells like heaven. This smells really, really good. I just need a teaspoon of this. I wish I had I can't remember what those things are called. The thing that goes in the center and basically juices your lemon for you. Because my hands are garbage from too many years of typing, so this is not the easiest thing for me to do. But I definitely got a teaspoon of juice, and whoo, that smells good. All right, let's get cooking. So what this says is to add the butter. It's supposed to be 3 tablespoons of butter. Remember, I'm making half a recipe, so I'm going to put in about a tablespoon and a half of butter. So tablespoon and a half of butter. So as the English would say, a knob of butter, and go ahead and melt it on the frying pan. This heat's a little high. You don't want to brown your butter. It will impact the flavor of your pasta. What I mean by brown your butter is literally your butter will turn brown. That means that the milk fats have cooked out of it. And that is great and has its own flavor, but that is not the flavor we're looking for in this. So I'm going to turn this down a little bit. And it says to add the garlic. So this is my garlic. And it also says to start the pasta. So again, I'm using half of the bag of pasta that I've got. It's a lot of pasta. My roommate will help me eat this. I'm pretty confident. She loves cheesy pastas. As you guys can imagine, I'm over here digging this pasta out from next to the table or the cooking area where it fell. So I'm going to eyeball half of it. My water is boiling. I don't know if you guys can see that on camera, but it is boiling rapidly now, but boiling. And it says to cook it till it's al dente, 10 to 11 minutes. Now, that's the pasta that they want me to use. Let's see what the ingredients are. This one says 8 minutes, so I'm going to cook it 6 because I'm going to finish it in this butter cheese sauce. So we want to make sure that our pasta is not mushy. Mushy pasta, no bueno. No good. I don't have any tongs. So, I think I'm going to have to get creative on how to get this pasta down into this pot. Old school style. I don't know how I did this when I was a kid. I don't remember working with tongs particularly. I gotta set my watch. Hold on a second. Beauty of the Apple Watch, guys, is there are timers on here. I don't know. For those of you that have one, you probably know this. It's like a cook's dream, in my opinion. So I set it for 5 minutes, but I want to make sure I get my pasta down into this water. Come on, babies. This is hard to do without a proper equipment, of course, but we'll get there. And the softer the stuff is that is in the water, the softer it will be, or the easier it'll be to bend it. So trying to kind of move it around a little bit so it doesn't all stick together. I know that there's multiple schools of thoughts on the pasta. Knew that was going to happen. In terms of add oil, don't add oil. I am of the don't add oil camp. Let me know what you are. I'm curious if you're an oil adder or a non-oil adder. Okay. Now what the cookbook says, oh, and by the way, I'm cooking out of Giada's cookbook. Gotta love Giada. What the cookbook says, and this is the one measuring item I do have, is to take a half a cup, actually a full cup, but again, I'm making half a recipe. A half a cup So I'm gonna, again, eyeball this. Whip, beep. Perfect. Water to my garlicky butter mixture. And then move my heat to low. So I think what I'm gonna do with that then is I'm gonna put my carrots in there. I'm torn between, actually 3 minutes. I lied. I'm putting my carrots in the water and hope that those cook. Because we don't want crunchy carrots in our pasta over here. I do need to get out a strainer. The one thing that this kitchen does have is a variety of strainers, which is very nice. So strainer in the kitchen sink. Life is good. All right, and we're gonna just wait here for 2-3 minutes until the pasta's al dente. Hopefully my carrots are cooked enough. And we'll move on from there. Boop. Okay, you guys, my 5 minutes, closer to 6 minutes is up. What I'm gonna do actually is try this to see if it's the level of al dente I want it to be. You know, since I've made this before, I kind of know what I'm looking for. Oh, actually, this might get mushy, which is a super big bummer. So let's get it out of here. So I bought these little puppies too because they were necessary. Shockingly, when you have hot, or when you have aluminum or metal handles, it gets hot. I'm hoping that my, what do you call it, that my carrots got cooked. Gonna have to try one of those too. All right, shutting off this guy. Oops, wrong thing. All right, now it says to turn this guy up to a medium and put the pasta in right away, but let me test to see if the carrots are okay, or at least, you know, al dente, something. Ah, you guys, perfection. All right, so we're putting all this into one big pot. So this had the half a cup of water, the garlic and the butter, tablespoon and a half of butter, which, by the way, hilarious. It was actually only supposed to have a quarter cup of water, but all in, the sauce requires a lot of pasta water, which I just dumped. Oh, crap. So it's for the best. All right, next thing it tells me to do is to take this and put Parmesan cheese on it. I do that off the heat because otherwise I find that it glops and it's not very user-friendly. So about half of the Parmesan cheese at this point. It asks you to toss this with 2 wooden spoons, which I don't have. So we're gonna toss this with a wooden and a plastic spoon because that's what we have. Okay. We want our cheese to get a little melty here. Melt her down. I can't believe I didn't save any pasta water, you guys. Whoops. You see how this is melting on the pan? I don't know if you guys can see that. That's exactly what you want. If you do that, in my experience, if you do it with the heat on, it doesn't go very well. So, whoops, there goes, lost a noodle. Also, I want to take these out of here. All right, next thing I want to do is put in half a cup of mascarpone. Again, I'm taking a wild guess here on how much is a half a cup, because I have no idea. It also wants 3/4 teaspoon of salt, but half of that, so little under a half a teaspoon of salt. Oops. Okay. And again, we're gonna mix, toss, mix. If we find that we need the heat, because this is cooling down too much, I will put it back over the heat. It's just right now, I'm trying to use the residual heat of the cooking liquid as well as the pasta for two reasons. One, I don't want my pasta to overcook. And two, I don't want my carrots to overcook. So those are my two really good reasons why, right? So we keep mixing these up until it becomes, you see how it's becoming sauce-like, guys? And then this is kind of like a, almost like a curd. That's what happens when it's on the heat, but it does it in one big glob. There's no liquid form, so that's why I don't do it on the heat. Okay. Next thing is the lemon zest and the rest of the parm. Okay. 3 spoons is better than 2 spoons. All right, we're gonna, again, keep tossing. Mix, mix, toss, toss. Guys, I think I should have sucked it up and put some tongs. What do you think? The good news is I still have a lot of liquid in here, so I think I kind of saved myself by over liquiding it, adding too much liquid to begin with. So this is, you know, blessing in disguise over here. All right. And last but not least, we're gonna add the pink peppercorns on top. I think they're just supposed to be pretty, but I'm gonna incorporate them into the sauce. All right. Yum. You see how there's sauce, guys? Like, you see this? I hope you can see this. Yeah, it's saucy, which is great. So there was enough residual heat to melt the cheese and also keep a sauce. If there wasn't, what I would do is literally just throw some water in the, in the microwave. And then just add it very slowly because there's enough starch, I think, in these pasta noodles to create like a starchy situation. Just wanted to add this little bit of cheese that's left. And then let me try this. To serve food, you always want to try it before you serve it, just in case it's bad or it needs seasoning or something. This is so delicious, you guys. I'm gonna add the rest of these peppercorns because there's not that much. It's maybe like a 1/4 teaspoon left. I thought maybe there was too much, but there isn't at all. This is delightful. The lemon is coming through. I didn't taste the carrot. I'm gonna taste the carrot. Yeah, I mean, I prefer the peas, but it's all right. It isn't bad. So I'm gonna dish this up and have some dinner. Join me in a sec. Okay, guys, ready for dinner. This made about 3 servings, and so I'll put them in the fridge. Normally I leave a little bit of the pasta water in the fridge as well for when I reheat, but if you just have like a tablespoon of regular water, I like to reheat pasta on the stovetop. To me, it holds its texture a little bit better. But either way, that or the microwave, as long as you cover it in the microwave, should be delicious. So here we go. Perfetto. It's absolutely delicious. I love this dish. It's kind of like a riff on mac and cheese with that fruity, fun, that pink peppercorn and also the lemon. That Amalfi lemon, by the way. Ooh, good. I had it with the regular lemon. This is just a fun little riff on that. And if you can get peas, use peas. Also, I would use like chard or something green over the carrots in the future. I just had a big package of carrots and thought, hey, why not use them all? So anyway, that's it. Good night from Florence. Love you guys and hope you're having a great day. Talk to you soon. Bye.